So if there's one thing that's been settled here, is that dreams are not mini movies invented by your brain. Most people don't have the kind of imagination required to do such a thing anyway, but we've kind of been over it many times about what the more mechanical aspects of this situation, but I'm just going to focus on the few places I visited the past couple of days when I came down with a bit of a cold, and it was like the beginning of a flu thing. You know, you can feel it getting a little warm, you're feeling like it's about to explode. It still hasn't. I just basically have a cold, still on the edge of a flu, but I dosed myself with NyQuil a couple times and basically slept all day yesterday and most of today. So I did a lot of traveling, a lot of different places, and want to tell you about a couple of them that I can remember, while I can remember them. The first place I want to talk about is this world where it's very strict. The place itself is really nice. It doesn't seem to have any poverty. Everything's very clean, very bright, a lot of greenery. Sort of felt like how the world seemed to be for me as a kid in the 80s, you know, or as a young teen. Everything was nice. You know, everything was a lot cleaner, a lot greener. It was like that. The people were of all kinds of backgrounds, of all kinds of races and colors, but everybody seemed to be getting along just fine. There didn't seem to be any problems. But they were very strict about stuff. Like, there didn't seem to be any kind of, there wasn't like a god involved here. There wasn't like the Christian, you know, type god, but maybe it was like an atheist type of scenario or situation. I don't know, but they were very strict about what you could do. You couldn't use bad language. Anything that would be considered, I guess, degenerate in today's standards, which is like everything the world is now, was all outlawed. And they were super strict about it. Like if you swore or something, you have this device on you. It was like a phone, but anyway, it would go off. It would start alerting you that you had to turn yourself in. And you'd go to what would be police, and they seemed like a regular police force. They had like a big barracks. You'd go in there to the window and say, yeah, my thing went off because I swore or something or whatever. And they would take all your stuff that you had, and they would like, I had all these devices that I used to get through the day, like, you know, different, I think some were for health, some were for communication, just with other people. And if you had a problem, you did something wrong, they would take all this from you. You have to wait, and what they do is they'd rebuild it for you, or they'd give you a new one or new devices. So I kept having to do that because I was new to this place. I forgot how I came there or why I came there. It wasn't, I came there by choice, kind of, I guess, from what I can remember about it, because it is a nice, safe place, and the quality of life was good. I don't know what I did there as far as work or whatever, but I don't know if there was work. I remember I was working, joined these other guys, not working, but more like we were doing some kind of radio thing. But yeah, you couldn't talk or say anything, that would be considered, I guess, I don't know. You couldn't swear, you couldn't talk about sex stuff, there was no, you couldn't look on like your device and find anything that it was untoward. It was almost like everything had a parental control thing on it. If you screwed up, like talked about or play, you couldn't, music itself, they had music, but it was only a certain type of music. You couldn't listen to anything rock, and I screwed up in that too. So I screwed up with the rock music thing, and then because I'd already been to the cops to turn myself in so many times, I was like, fuck that, I'm not going back there again. So I could wait for them to recalibrate all my shit. So then what they did is they because I didn't go in, they started hunting me. And I couldn't really talk to anyone that I knew there, or family and friends I had there, because they couldn't be around me, because then it would affect them, because I was like a wanted person. It was really strange. I don't know what that was all about. The funniest part about the whole thing, though, is I forget who the current president was, but the president before him was filmmaker Zack Snyder. I'm not fucking kidding. He was the president at a point before the current president. I don't know what that had to do with anything, but he was. So it was like a no degeneracy society, and it seemed to run well, except that you were very. I mean, it didn't work out well for me. But I think what it illustrated to me is like the opposite of not having any degeneracy. You know, because a lot of times in this current world, we pine for that kind of world where there is some kind of moral obligation to people, and you know, and the culture and what we perceive to be permissible and all that other shit, and it's usually dark, evil, satanic bullshit. There was none of that there, but they ran a very tight ship. It almost had like a Scientology kind of vibe to it or something. I don't know. The other world that I ended up in was like a past sort of life world, where I was back living where I had lived, I don't know, about 15 years ago. I was living in the same apartment. I went back to my old apartment, and I was really bummed, because I was like, why did I leave here? Because I like here. So the whole thing was just me agonizing that how I ended up back in that place. And I remember I kept going over to the sink and like chugging water. Like, I kept drinking water, and then I woke up and I was, because I had to drink water. So sometimes that happens too. You'll get messages from your body to wherever you are to say, hey, there's something wrong. And the same thing happens too if someone's like wrestling with your body, or not wrestling with your brother. Something happens to your body. If it's being moved or jostled, or there's some kind of outside force coming down on your physical form, you'll get a message wherever you are, like a beeper, to say, hey, someone's messing with your shit, you gotta go back. Because you are connected to it through that little thin cord thing there that runs out of your navel. Some people claim or say that the largest part of you, where you're sitting in the body, is in the gut area. That's why a lot of times that's where your instinct comes from, like your gut instinct. The thing that, and I've described it this way before, where you're crossing the street, your brain will tell you, oh well, there's a bus coming, he might hit me. Hey, how you doing, man? How's it going? Good to see you. How's things?
Excellent.
All right, man. Good. Keep it up. Have a good day, man. And yeah, it's like your brain will be like, hey, is that bus bearing down on me? Yeah, it is, but he'll shoot you. Your gut is screaming at you, get out of the way, go, move. And your brain's arguing with your gut, like, no, he's gonna see me. And then you get fucking squashed. You should always listen to your gut, to your thinker down there, your gut thinker. Because that seems to be the more accurate. Your brain will fuck you around big time. You know, your brain is not your friend. What is this guy doing, you think? I'm just gonna keep going. He sees me here though. What are we doing here, buddy? Yeah, people don't know what they're doing here, so they do it slow and fucked up inside. There's no confidence in the way people move here. No one moves with confidence. They move very sheepishly, like they don't know what they're doing. Because, I don't know, a lot of times they don't know what they're doing. You know, it's a spell thing too. It's a magic thing too. There's some kind of low level bullshit fucking haze over people here in the tourist area. I don't know if it's that way so that people spend more money or people, but yeah, you'll go into spaces. I've talked about it many times before, and you'll just find some dude just like mind melding with the Pepsi can. Like, wow, look at it. It's the Pepsi can. It's like, yeah, dude, I don't know what country you're from, but I know you have them, so stop fucking around. I know you've seen this shit before. Whatever. I'll make it. We're all gonna make it. Just thought there was a couple funny pit stops in the dream world that I ended up in. I was so happy to get back here, though. This is the best one. This is the best of the worlds I go to, and I visit, you know, the same worlds multiple times. This one is no different, but I have a feeling that they're all kind of the same. Because when I'm in these other places, I'm like, it feels 100% real. I used to be able to lucid dream back in the day. Lucid dreaming being when you realize you're in a dream state and you begin to act of your own free will. I do notice when I'm in these places, I'm so divorced from how my thinking is here. I engage in a lot of high-risk behavior when I'm in these places, or more high risk than I normally would. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm the same guy, but there are differences. There are differences in the way I think about things. You know? I no longer lucid dream. Whenever I'm in a dream now, whenever I'm in a different world, I feel like this is the only world, and this is the only reality, and I take it super fucking serious because I don't realize there's others until I jump into another one. I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, this is a real one. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is a real one. Oh, no, okay. And then I get here, you know, I end up here, and I'm like, oh, this is a real one. But is it? Is it the real one? I think they're all. I think they're all kind of real. Don't blame the teacher. Blame the school.